Send me an angel right now. Right now. How good was that fucking song? And it'll be stuck in your fucking head all day. You should be an angel. See how I tied that all together? Tied it all up like a bad date. Be an angel. Sponsor the show. You can get information on sponsoring the show at neveragainstudio@gmail.com. You can contact us. We can help your business grow. We offer all kinds of things from apparel, commercials, websites, funding. I can get you anything you need. neveragainstudio@gmail.com. Contact me there. Sponsor the show. It's a small fee. Not doing this stuff for free, and the people I'm about to talk to are paying because they're paying sponsors that help the show. We keep the lights on. It's a family-based environment, very fast and furious. Be a part of our fast and furious family. It's growing. Do us a favor. Contact us. At Sabrachi Jewelry Design, or Sabrachi. I don't even say his name right anymore because of Zach. He's a sponsor of Now We Go, and he's a sponsor of this show. He's a dual sponsor. He's a gemologist. He's a jeweler. He's specialized in CAD design, and he's also a branding specialist. You need anything at all done in those categories, Matt is the best motherfucker for that. It's D'Antonio and Klein Jewelers in Philadelphia, PA, and he's also going to be doing it soon to be in Lehigh Valley, PA. You can call or DM for appointments. He's in Philly on 726 Sanson Street, and you can follow him on social media at Sabraki Jewelry Design. He's made pendants for finishers. We're working on stuff together. It's not just jewelry. We're working on pendants and all kinds of things. He's making rings. He can do anything that you need, from design to gems to jewelers. He is the real deal, and I'm excited. He's a childhood friend who grew a diamond business. He's a jeweler. We did a podcast with him. It's a cool story. Check him out. Sabraki Jewelry Designs. Smooth Roots CBD at Smooth Roots Co. on Instagram, and their website is smoothroots.co. They are at 110 South Main in New Hope. They're at 120 South State Street in Newton, and they are at 911 Hamilton Street in Allentown, and they are at the Palmer Park Mall, 123. They're a farm, two-table CBD company focused on the highest quality hemp education and the highest quality hemp oil. If you don't think that these guys are the real deal, listen to the podcast we did. That is the most information. I got text messages about the information. These guys know their shit. They are the most legit CBD company in the Lehigh Valley, and they sponsor the show. And I'm only pushing them because they're premium. The education is there. The education is there, and then the oils are there. That combination is Smooth Roots CBD. You can get all their stuff at these 4 locations, and you can also check them out online at smoothroots.co. Thank you for being a sponsor. And please get these guys for all your CBD needs. Mad J's Barbecue. Whoo! I watched them grow this business. They hustled it out of cars, and they are taking over. They're at 2 locations, Nazareth and the Willow Creek Brewery. They are open Fridays from 12 to 7, Saturday from 12 to 7, and Sunday 12 to 5. Check online. They have all their information on what they're selling and what they're doing online, and that's www.madjaysbarbecue.com. They have pop-ups. They stop over at Seven Sirens Brewery. They have their schedule for Willow Creek on there. You can order the food off of there. They have everything that you need on their website. Go to there for the information. They're also taking Thanksgiving and Christmas orders. I've done both. It's terrific barbecue. It's terrific people, and everything they do is top notch. That's Mad J's Barbecue in Nazareth and Willow Creek Brewery. They're going to be coming on the podcast, and they're going to start being, they're going to be coming in and out of here. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do food with them. I'm excited to finally be working with them. They're great people, and that's madjaysbarbecue.com and at Mad J's Barbecue for their social media. Okay, we are rolling. Episode 91. We're back in the saddle with the 2 of us. We had the coronavirus.
We cured it.
We had the election. We have illegal voting. We have all this chaos and looting and rioting. And the worst thing so far has been this tequila that you brought down. The last time you brought tequila was the Rocks tequila.
It was excellent.
Yeah, I'd say that's the only piece of shit he hasn't put out in a long time.
His headphones are very nice.
Yep, and he's rebooting the Scorpion King. He's just following the road to Vin Diesel stardom.
Oh.
What is this? You brought this over from your boss, a serious moment. Rest in power. I never got to meet him. You had wonderful stories about him. I wanted to interview him. We thought about it a million times, but we didn't know if we could do it because of what he does for a living. And it's a shame I never got to meet the man, but you always spoke highly of him. So this tequila was his, and we will pretend to like it.
It fits very fitting. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the worst part of 2020.
So this tequila is technically a collaboration between Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar.
And you think that you would feel like that would be sex and magic? It would be like Chris Angel in a porno.
Listen,
it would just be the best
like
thing created
two
ever.
Marketing geniuses. One is a chef you'd think would know. The
How
other one,
drunk do you think they were when they were like, yeah? I mean, because you figure if you're doing a tequila thing, and I didn't start getting into tequila till we went on vacation, and Jer brought out tequila, and it's the drunkest I've seen Jer in a while. It was the best part of the vacation. It was just in myself and Jer and Gina was there, and everyone else was at the beach, and he starts getting into like his favorite song was by Pearl Jam, and like we were fucked up. Like, but I never drank just tequila on the rocks. It's a totally different buzz. It's more of a body buzz.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get. There's no such thing as a nasty tequila drinker. Yeah. Everybody's mellow.
Well, see, you've never smoked pot, but it's very similar to how being high feels. It's a nice body buzz.
I like tequila sunrise because it's orange juice.
We also don't have mixers.
No. So we mixed it with
cherry Pepsi is
the only
thing down here.
It does not. It's better than seltzer. This is fucking horrible, though.
It really is.
But the story was this was in his room, and when he went into the hospital after he had a minor stroke, I told him he wasn't allowed to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to take it. And then he grumbled a bunch, and I said, and I'm drinking your scotch. So we drank the scotch during the day.
Yeah.
And then I figured we'd bring this today because he passed away, and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. I'm not a big scotch guy. I never got into it, but I started getting into tequila. I'd like to make that a summertime drink, which would probably happen until I like black out and woke with a cut across my face. That's probably when I would stop.
Tequila
so that's when gin Mike goes away, when you wake up and your toes are broken.
I really got into it when I went the one time to that On the Border place.
Yeah,
and they were doing tequila shakers.
I like On the Border. I don't care about the food. The food's decent.
All I know is they take tequila, and then they get fresh oranges, lemons, and limes, and they put it into a shaker, mix with tequila, and they shake the shit out of it, and then mix it and make it into a margarita.
Like a newborn at Easton Hospital. Like a newborn baby at Easton Hospital.
My children were born at Easton Hospital. God damn it.
Maybe I was as well. I don't know.
It's disgusting. The first time we went there, we were in the room and we were waiting, and she was getting ready to go in labor. And like, I looked over at like the baby center where like they have like a warmer and everything. It was not clean.
Yeah.
And I said, "There's baby goo over there." And she's like,
baby goo.
She goes, "That's impossible." I go, "No, it's really." And she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
I never enjoyed ever being at Easton Hospital. St. Luke's it's just as terrible, but it's a little bit warmer of a feeling.
Like Lehigh Valley Hospital, Muhlenberg.
Where's that?
Muhlenberg.
Yeah, where's what's the one as soon as you cross the bridge in Bethlehem? Is that St. Luke's?
That's Fountain Hill.
Then what's the one in Muhlenberg? That's the one all the way out?
Off of 22, you can see it in the distance.
It's like a 45-minute drive.
No, it's the one right off of 22 before you hit Bethlehem.
What's the hospital that's far away?
Oh, that's Cedar Crest.
Yes.
No, not that. That's
I went
old.
there, I think, for Richard's baby.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to anything ever. Tequila.
It's not.
I was like, no, we'll drink it on the rocks. It's bad. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like bottom shelf tequila. What's the shit you get at like the Holy Family Club?
Yeah, that's
or like anything that's railed.
Don Juan tequila or something.
What's the bottom shelf one that Jose Cuervo? Terrible tequila. That's what this tastes like.
I had real Jose Cuervo from Mexico with the tax stamps, and it does not taste like the American version. This is
I'm sure.
This tastes like
I love this cup.
Somebody took tequila and then put their sock in it. And then that's what they used.
It's terrible. It's terrible tequila. I've missed doing shows like this, man.
Well, I can tell you,
it's been fucking too long since March.
Dude, I would have loved to do this when my boss was around because he just would have been so angry that he spent $50 on shitty tequila.
Oh, it's terrible. And I always try and want people to come on and bullshit like we're doing, but sometimes the people freeze up and then sometimes it just gets weird.
I don't know how hard it is to sit there and just talk about nothing.
We haven't done an off the rails in a while either. And I don't know who was going to be the last one that was going to come on to do an off the rails. I don't remember. Zach and Jay, I'm always say like, dude, have us down when you do those, just the ones where you're fucking around.
Yeah, who was the other one we were talking about?
I don't remember.
Somebody
Kyle Cummings wanted to come on. He doesn't want to be interviewed. He just wants to come on and fuck off.
Yeah, but then we're not going to get anything done.
But I mean, who cares? It's 45 minutes.
Not like we're getting serious work done.
What he has a legitimate beef with the VCR repair guy. Oh. Apparently, he stole one of Kyle's beta machines.
Oh,
yeah. Kyle has some pull in the beta world. He has a respected collection. I always love when Kyle gets into collecting things. And what is the guy's? I think it's Bruce VCR Repair up there. Mm-hmm. He sent me a nasty. Sent me. He was pissed. And he said that like he just dropped some stuff off to be repaired. Contacted him several months later, and the guy was just like, "Nah, I just throw stuff out when people don't come and pick it up after a specific amount of time." And
that's
Kyle was
right.
like, well, Kyle said like he brought in 2 machines and the one guy's like, that's for parts. And he's like, man, like this is a really good machine, and like talked it up quite a bit. And then now all of a sudden, you know, he threw out the really good machine.
So, okay. So you're saying your lawnmower breaks, you take it to go get repaired, and you go to pick it up, and the guy just goes,
I don't know how long he let it sit
away.
there. I don't know the full story. So I told Kyle that him and his buddy Steve, they're both tape heads and they collect stuff. So I thought it'd be a fun podcast to talk to those 2 goons about what they do in the tape world and collecting. Well, and I was like, yo, why don't we have some drinks and fucking trash Bruce,
I think
repair guy.
The dude from Keystone would have come on drink, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that wanted to come on and not get...
Maybe it was. I don't care. I'm
trying to get the goddamn gunsmith guy to come on.
Yeah.
But he can't.
I don't care about having a laid back atmosphere. It's easier when you're here, but it's like one-on-one. It's like, you know, it's like being stuck in an elevator with somebody and you're like, hey, how are you? Not bad.
That's why when Cunningham comes on, we really can't drink.
Yeah, no. He would have to drink at the end of it because I don't want him to.
Or I'll just make fun of him the whole time.
Yeah, it'll just turn into some like
he has a respectable business, but we bash each other so much, and I don't want to fuck up.
He's also it's nice seeing him change like his social media. Like it's cool to see him like proud to be. He left his job.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you talk to him, like he's legitimate. He takes it seriously. Like, we were sitting there talking, and then he finally stopped and he goes, "We've talked about business for 20 minutes. Where the fuck? What's wrong with us?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's got those accounts with the buses, and
he's doing
I was actually going to help him, but I just don't have fucking time. I was like, I'll get extra cash helping you grow your business.
Dude, he's got a great job. I don't know.
Yeah, he walked away from that, and good for him because, you know, I worked there with him. He got me the job pretty much, and I worked under him as a boss. It was one of my, you know, I have these little moments, like when I worked for Tim, you know, it's just like working with a best friend. It's a good fucking time. So I remember working there, and we worked nights, and it was only tolerable because he didn't, you know, as long as I got my shit done, I could listen to so many podcasts. I was caught up with Rogan's podcast at one point.
Yeah.
So then when I was there, I worked under him, and, you know, the place is a shit show. It's a total fucking shit show. I was talking about it at the Thor today. It's the only place I did an exit interview. And I sat down and was like, fuck you, fuck this place, fuck everything about it.
Usually places like that are usually profitable.
They were so caught off guard.
But I'm saying they're profitable and they just fuck everybody over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing, they were being bought out. Like it was a respectable business back in the day, and then they were bought out, and then all the old timers that had put in their time, so the family who owned it, like gave them a little bit of extra perks and made things easier for them because they worked for 20 years. Yeah. That's all out the window.
Yeah.
Now you got Greg from corporate, and he's coming in. And
the days of like even growing up, I remember as a kid going to like the med ed Easter egg hunts and stuff because my grandfather worked there.
Yeah.
And they'd have
factories
these big
used to be way different back then.
No. Now they will fire you before you get your
think they're doing
pension.
Any of that at Amazon? No. Just like getting a hand job in the bathroom. That's about all that's going on there.
Well, it's a pretty good deal for
I'll take 2 Amazon. How crazy is all the Amazon delivery shit everywhere? I always think now, because I drive to get to Axelrad, and when I drive to get to Axelrad, I go in my old postal route.
Yeah.
So I see I'm like, and then I just realized how crazy it was. I'm like, oh, I pissed back there because you know, like you can't you have no time. It's the craziest job ever. And I was looking, and then I started seeing the Amazon trucks making the Amazon deliveries, and I was like, man, I wonder. Well, I can't say that my job would have been easier because I would have had the opportunity to lose my job now.
Yeah.
Because now we're not super busy, and now that we're not super busy, there's 7 people in that building that hold the full-time job.
Well,
so they could have easily been like, there's not enough time here, and now I went to 4 hours a week, and then I would have to contact other post offices to pick up routes, and then fuck that job, fuck the post office.
So yeah, there you go.
Except for guns, I love you.
Yeah. When I went to the funeral home to pick up the death certificates, an Amazon guy pulled up front, and I was just standing there. You clearly don't work there.
Yeah.
I'm standing at the thing waiting to be buzzed in, and the guy comes up and hands me a package, and I go, what is this? And he goes, here you go. And he ran down the stairs, and I went, did I just get delivered a fucking package?
I'll tell you what, their job probably is, I mean, I'm not saying they don't work long hours, but I would rather, because Amazon took the proto from fucking the post office. Yeah. So like when we were there, we had to scan shit, and the Amazon paid millions of dollars to understand how the post office works, which is crazy because it's an archaic thing that shouldn't exist anymore. So they now took that layout with like how it's done, and then now essentially Amazon is like the post office 2.0.
Yes.
So like now, I look at what they're doing as opposed to what I hear horror stories from UPS and how terrible they are, and I feel like the vans look air conditioned. They're new. Like I was in like an old army Jeep with a fucking fan that I had to buy to put on the fucking goddamn thing.
And they deliver the fucking package.
Yeah.
And they take a fucking picture of it.
Yep.
So that way when you go, you call the post office and go, hey, I'm waiting for a fucking package. You said you delivered it 4 hours ago. And I've had that. You said you delivered it at my office.
Yeah.
I'm at my office. There's no one here. No one came here. And then it's like the next day, and I said, "Where's the fucking package?" And they said, "Oh, maybe they delivered to the wrong address. We'll have to look into it."
I always stick up for package delivery people. The people out back, the one girl we know behind us, she always is like asking me, "Hey, did they leave something out front?" But there's 3 fucking goddamn houses behind this building.
It's a weird,
so bizarre.
And those houses, like, it's a regular front of a house.
Yes. Like that's the
like
front
it looks
of,
like they took a house and they put this building in front of it.
Dude, the first time I went back there, we like went back there to smoke a joint, and we were back there like
allegedly
smoking. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, "This doesn't even. It looks like something out of fucking Roger Rabbit." Dude. I was like, "Why the fuck is there a house right next to the fucking fire escape?" But
here's the thing, that was there way after this building.
So they built that house,
and they
they just knocked this one down last year over here.
Yeah, but I'm saying is this has been here forever.
Yeah,
and then you built houses behind it and decided we're just going to make the front of a house and make it. We'll just pretend like there's no building in front of it.
So weird, so weird. So the UPS guy was out front, and I know the face of somebody who doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and they're turning the package sideways 100 times, and I was like, "Yo, dude," I was like, "What do you need?" And he's like, "I'm looking for 110," and I'm like, "What's the name?" And it was her name, and I was like, "I'll show you exactly where that is." I was like, "Follow me." He's like, "Where are we going?" So I take him down the alley, and I'm like, "Here's 3 houses behind this building." He goes, "This is so fucking weird." And I was like, 110 is in the middle. And he's like, "Dude, I've been delivering this shit wrong." I go, "Oh, no, I know." I'm like, I hear all about it. But so I texted her and was like, "Hey, UPS now knows where you're at. You owe me a beer." And she's like, "Thank you so much." But like, I mean, the stress of doing that job is totally insane. I'm sure you crush hours at Amazon because I see them out to like 8:30 at night.
I think they go until 9.
Yeah.
But the good thing is too, is when you use Amazon on the majority of the stuff, you can type it in and it'll say, "Yo, we're 10 stops away."
Yeah.
So you can go, "Oh, okay, I don't have to sit here all fucking day."
Because when I worked for the post office on Sundays, you just delivered Amazon.
Yes.
So like when I went there, that was easy. So like I'd go there, and then all you have to do is put package 1 to 80. And then, well, like they got all the packages in. There's 4 or 5 of us. We split everything up, and then you just literally put it in there, and then you load your truck from the first one's the closest to you, and then you run it around through. So that I'd be done in like 3 hours, and then they'd be like, "Go back out and help Barbara," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if Barbara can't get her job done. I don't want to work on a fucking Sunday.
No,
it'd be shit like that. Well, yeah. So then it was like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm just trying to crush this shit and get out of here, and then I got to call Barbara and be like, "Where are you?" "Well, I couldn't find this, and I'm stuck on this bridge that's out, and can you come?" Then I'd come and I'd take 25 packages.
Well, how about this?
"Hey, I did Barbara's 25 packages. Go get more from her."
Yeah.
And then, "How many did you do so far?" 5. I did all of her shit and mine, and then I'm like, I guess we both go home.
How about when you get the You get the fucking, I call them up and I go, yeah, hi. This package has been at Lehigh Valley for 3 days now. Ooh. Are you ever going to deliver to my house? Because I can just drive and pick it up. Oh. Well, sir, it's priority, so it's up to 5 days. Ooh. So they have 2 extra days. And I was like, go.
I had a pair of fucking shoes that were at the fucking UPS, and they fucking came out here and they said I wasn't here, and then they said it wasn't on the truck, and then I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I give delivery people the benefit of the doubt, and I give people who work in a restaurant the benefit of the doubt because I've done both. So then it starts going on a fucking month. Yeah. And I start calling them. And finally I get an email that says I never picked my package up and they're returning it to the sender. And I lost my shit. I called, I'm screaming at people. They're telling me your package is already out. I'm like, I don't fucking care who's in fucking charge. I lost it. I lost every amount of composure I've ever had. So finally I get to the person at Bethlehem and I'm yelling. And then they finally put me the person in charge. And she's like, your package is right here. It didn't come out. Would you like to meet me at the flagpole? And I was like, yes, fucking ma'am, right now. Drove down and she came out and she goes, sorry, here's your package. Yeah. Why did that take a month?
Listen, the post office did that to me too. I was waiting for a fucking, like a watch, a fucking, like a smartwatch or whatever. And I'm following it. It went to Wingap. And got sorted in Wingap. And I go, why would it go to Wingap when I'm waiting for it to come to Allentown? So I said, well, that's an odd route. So then finally they said, well, sometimes they just scan the whole bag and all the content. And I go, oh, okay.
You get lazy people in there.
The very next day, it's at the Bethlehem post office, not the distribution center. And it was signed for and delivered. And I said, whoa. So I ran to the Bethlehem post office and I said, hi, I showed a picture of my phone. I said, this says someone signed for it. Where's my fucking package? And then she goes, hold on. 10 minutes. She comes back. She goes, oh, here's your package. And I go, well, who signed for it? Oh, I don't know. Was it one of your drivers?
Well, see what they do, and I'll let you into the dark world of the legal things that happen at the post office. They're on a schedule and they have a time. So like if I'm out too late and Barbara's out too late, that's why I have to go help Barbara.
Fuck Barbara, by the way.
Because if fucking, what was her name? It was Donna. She's the one who stunk. And she's probably still there. She was brought on new, and if she couldn't figure it out. And if she was out too late, now, if she comes back late, the postmaster general who's in there, who's in charge of everything, they now have a blemish. It has nothing. Barbara just gets yelled at a little bit. They can't fire you. No one wants to do that job. So, like, you get in there being like, I'm going to go full time. And you're like, oh, wait, there's people that are working there for 15 years and aren't full time. Yeah. So then what they do is the postmaster general then gets a red flag. Now, if they start getting too many red flags, they now can't move up and they can't move their around. So if you want to go somewhere, like say you live in Bethlehem and a postmaster general thing pops up and you apply for that job and you want to get it and it starts showing that you have these fucking things, they're not allowed to do it. So what I learned going through there, because I had awesome people that worked above me, is because we didn't have a postmaster. So I just had my one of Patton's friends that like was my boss, and it was like, that's what made it tolerable in the beginning. But he would be like, hey man, what do you got left? And I'd be like, I probably got like 20 packages left. And he's like, all right, well, I need you to come back. I need you to come back and I need you to just scan them all. Just scan them all that they were delivered or there was something wrong with them. So there's something that you can scan them with. And then it tells you that, like, it says, like, what does it say? It'll say like, couldn't find the address. There's reasons you can go around. And then what it is, or like it'll say delivered, and then there's something you can put on there. So it's technically marked delivered, but it's not. Kept on truck. And then what you do is you come in the morning and then you deliver it the next day because you have those and you're going to those houses again, but you're hoping that your load's lighter than yesterday. And then it's just an extra 10 to 15
So you're
boxes.
Constantly in behind trying to catch up.
You are constantly behind. And then when you get ahead, then they just make you go help. And then I worked there for three months, maybe 4. And there was probably 2 days where I was able to like breathe and be like, oh, all right.
I had ammo sent to the office and it says I'm waiting for it. And it says it was signed. Jesse Shive signed for it, handed directly to Jesse Shive and signed for it, which was impossible because I was there the whole day. So I'm scrambling around thinking, who the fuck took ammo? Like, what the fuck's going on? So the next day, the lady downstairs who works at a healthcare place just goes, here, I signed for this. And I go, You sign for fucking ammo?
Yeah, they don't care. You're on such a time schedule with that where you have to get out the gate. You're driving erratically, and you really. I mean, it was hard, man. It's the hardest job I've ever had, and it was the craziest shit. And I would never do it again. I would never wish that upon anybody. The people that I know that are still there are only there because they've been there too long, and you can retire. And once you get to full time, that's when it becomes tolerable. But there's only I'm in Northampton. There's 7 full time positions, and then there's 4 subs, and then the full time people are in their 30s. Like the job isn't coming around anytime soon.
No, and I know.
They have to die or get fired.
Our guy at the office too. I feel bad for him. He's been there forever, and he said he's like, dude, like I have so much stuff I have to deliver, and then when Christmas comes, I asked for someone to come and help me, and they were like, well, if you can't do your job, you might as well just retire.
It's terrible. Yeah. It's terrible. And then like the holiday bullshit and all that, and then it's just fucking that Amazon Prime Day or whatever. That's the day I quit, and it wasn't because I couldn't do it. It was the lady just fucked me. Like she was like, hey, this person's out.
Was it sexy though,
dude? Like I was running one route, and like I just ran one route because the guy got in trouble for an accident. So they were like, stay on his route, learn his route, you run his route. And it was a very difficult route, and I figured it out. But you're supposed to switch out routes so you know all the routes eventually. Sure. But they didn't never do that. They just stuck everybody on one, and then you'd come in and they'd be like, hey, this person's out. Did you ever run it? And I was like, no, I'm technically on 5. Yeah. And then they would say things like, oh yeah, they're going to give you 5. Just keep doing it. Hang in there. They're going to give it to you. They're going to give it to you. And then I'm like, hey, can we have some paperwork about this? Yeah, it's being done. And then the new postmaster general comes in. Where's the paperwork? We don't have any paperwork here. We don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, all right. And then so it was Amazon Prime Day, and I loaded the whole fucking truck. And then she calls me in the office. She's like, Mike, you're running Route 1. I'm like, I don't know Route 1. I know Route 5. I said, at least let me finish 5 and then come back and figure out 1. And she goes, no, you run 1 now. Just like a power trip thing. I saw her the other day at Wegmans. I wanted to fucking say, hey, fuck off, you asshole. Like, what the fuck, man? I come in there, I bust my ass, I do my fucking job, and it would have worked my way, but it was just her having this authoritarian complex where, like, she had to tell me what to do. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to break me to do this job. This ain't the fucking military. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm done. And what I should have done was drove back and just left everything in the truck and told her to fuck off. But I finished it.
How many stories do you hear?
I finished it.
Have you heard me see of fucking post office people just throwing shit in the fucking garbage?
Yeah.
And that's why. It's not because they're trying to be fucking sneaky.
No, it's some asshole boss.
They're just going, fuck it. You know what? Fuck you.
Some asshole boss doing some stupid shit. And I just remember I didn't want to do it, but my parents didn't raise me that way. Like I finished my job out. She fucked me the whole fucking day. She did go back out, do this. Because I had to run 2 routes. So I'm like, I'm going to be here till 10 o'clock at night. She's like, you better not be. And I'm like, I said, it takes me till 7 to do 5. And now you want me to do somebody else's that takes 4? Like the time's not adding up. She didn't send me any help. I remember I was out there from 8 in the morning till 9:30 at night. And then I came in. She's like, you took too long. And I just looked right at her and I said, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Oh, you're going to quit? And I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm not being treated like this. I was like, I'm out of here. And I left and was like, I was pissed. I wanted that job. I was making good money. Yeah. But that's what we were talking about with Thor today. It's just fucking, you work for some asshole, treats you like shit. What does she fucking care? It's a dime a dozen bringing people in there.
Nope. Things have changed. It's not I don't know. I think people have changed. That's the majority of it. People just act like fucking assholes all the time, and they have no, and you know what it is?
Just sweating from the shitty tequila
it's horrible. Now. But I'm saying I seriously think a lot of it has to do, and it sounds like a fucking shitty.
Pouring another glass.
It sounds like a shitty thing, but I'm serious. I believe it's because everybody has more shit on their phone and on fucking internet. So like I argued with some girl over the phone on Sunday. She was just so fucking rude.
Where's that shitty tequila?
It's in the freezer. I thought maybe if it gets cold, it'll not taste like assholes.
Oh, I don't even. It's definitely not even a fun buzz.
No, I argued with this lady, and she was so fucking rude. And I was like being honest with her. I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know if this can get done. I don't know what's going on. It's not up to me." And she just was so fucking And then when I met her in person, she was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like, I understand you're trying to help me. And I was like, well, then why were you such a fucking asshole? Like, I think because when you're on the phone, you can be whoever you want to be. But when you're forced to confront the fucking people, all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, never mind.
I definitely hate people more these days than ever. I definitely just can't stand fucking people anymore. And I'll tell you who's been getting the pass for too long and is in my notes. Travis Barker has been putting out the worst fucking music in the last 5 fucking years, and everybody gives that guy a fucking green light because he's the drummer of Blink-182, which wasn't that good of a band.
No.
And then he's like, oh, he's got some tattoos. He's cool, whatever. His t-shirt company was all right for a little bit. And then
who's his t-shirt company?
Famous Stars and Straps.
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
Okay.
So then I just see him put out this fucking pop punk bullshit with fucking Machine Gun Kelly, who went from this like rap guy to fucking now he's playing the guitar, and I'm like, dude, you're just like regurgitating horse shit.
Yeah,
Blink-182.
Who's he fucking?
Look, I'm not.
Listen, I'll sing fucking show tunes.
She's got weird fingers. I'm not saying she's hot. There's like websites dedicated to her, like weird man fingers. Remember that lady from the diner that had man hands?
If you have to get that fucking in depth to shut someone down.
Look, I like Megan Fox. I think she's hot, and I don't even hate Machine Gun Kelly.
She
but
fights
I was like,
Transformers. What the fuck, dude?
I was just like, dude, why is this getting a pass? And then like this is what's considered the #1 music. You're telling me Machine Gun Kelly's fucking pop punk pink album's the best album of the year and he's winning awards? Get out of here. It's all bought and paid for like the Lehigh Valley style on a smaller fucking level. It's fucking horseshit.
We won awards.
Horseshit.
We've won awards.
Horseshit.
Did you know that we're the hottest podcast in the Valley?
We are the #1 podcast in the Lehigh Valley, voted that way by any magazine in the Lehigh Valley style, Lehigh Valley Awards. We paid them all for our big trophy.
You mean that if you do a podcast for like a month and you're addict,
yes,
and you don't get to win, get to win awards.
Yes, yes. You use your fucking computer and you don't have a microphone.
Hey, got an idea. Let's get a drone and fly to the top of people's heads and don't have a commercial drones license. Let's see how that goes for you.
Oof, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a fan of fucking Travis Barker anymore. And I was like, why am I following this dude?
I've never owned
makes music
for
fucking makes music for 14-year-old girls. Like, what is this shit, dude? What are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? I get it, you're making money, but at the same time, you don't need any more money. Why don't you put out some decent fucking music? Nope. But you know what? That's what he thinks is cool. So fuck him. Fuck that. Fuck that Machine Gun Kelly album. And everybody just accepts it. Well, we can't say anything about Travis Barker. He's the drummer of Blink-182. Who fucking cares? The guy makes shitty fucking music. Great drummer. And you're wasting all of your talent on shit music. Yeah, I get it. You have your pulse. Dude, you have your pulse on it.
You know what he should be doing? If you're a great drummer like he is, because he's talented, why wouldn't you just go
and it's worse cold.
Why wouldn't you just do like fill-in drummer stuff? Like the dude from Slipknot used to drum for like every band possible.
I think he's done stuff like that over the year. I think this is actually one of his first major projects in a while, I believe. He's always like put side stuff
Whatever happened to the other guy from Blink-182, the one that went crazy with aliens?
He didn't go crazy. He's the only intelligent one. I was just talking.
Yeah, but where's the evidence he was dropping? He was crazy, remember?
Jer said it's I want to have Jer on and just bullshit like this, but Jer said it's called like a slow leak conspiracy where they like
they're slow rolling it out.
Because Jer said, he goes, you say what you want about it, but those guys that are in his academy are all legitimate people who were like government officials.
But now this is another way to look at it.
Wait, he said he gets the funding, and then what you do is you pay to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And he said this is what became popular with doing stuff like that is you're a part of the group.
Yeah.
So it'd be like as if we had a paid Patreon and they only get to listen to this and we talk about all the up and coming things, and then they feel like they're a part of the inside scoop, but we don't tell them everything we're doing, just a little bit. A little bit. So you pay, and he's the guy who's just going, hey, we're doing big things. We're doing big things.
How about this?
I bought his books. I'll never read them.
I know.
it was so crazy that I just impulsively bought all this stuff.
The people that he has involved, yes, they all legitimate. All of their profiles, all of the things they've done are legitimate. Did you ever think that maybe since they're retired from the military now and they're getting their pension, and somebody said, hey, I know a way we can make a fuck ton of money by saying...
Well, see, that's what I said.
That's like, if you have a guy who's a professional baseball player, he retires, and you go, hey, I'm going to open up a batting cage place if you want to come here and hang out, you don't have to do anything. Just stand around and I can cut you a check. I think all those dudes do that.
Well, he said, like, because I asked him that too, and he said that he thinks they're legitimately working on projects. Like, they're funded and they're trying to figure stuff out. He said, but the stuff that they're releasing is information that was released already. So when they released, he said they released something with the UFO footage from the pilots or something. And then he said that what they started doing then was, like, he said that they then interviewed the pilots themselves because the pilots were allowed to talk about it. Now, the information they released was nothing new. It was new to younger kids who don't know anything.
Yes,
but
correct.
like Jared was like, I've been following UFOs my entire life.
Sure.
So like this, I already knew this.
That Tic Tac, yeah, the little footage of the thing flying, that was old.
Yes, it was
Super
old footage. It was just them saying, yes, it's unidentified.
Yeah. You know, it was a good show that did all that. Goddamn Hunting Hitler show. With,
I thought you were going to say
Tim Kennedy.
No,
they asked about
the
it.
Mystery one they brought back, Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, no, they asked Tim Kennedy about it, and they said, "Yo, man, whatever happened to Hunting Hitler?" He goes, "Well, we got really far into like explaining things.
This is so bad."
And then when we told them that some of the people went over to Syria, they didn't want to fund us to go to Syria because they were afraid I was going to hurt somebody. And I go, "Oh, that was such a good fucking show."
I never watched it. What's it on? Hulu? History Channel, maybe?
It was a History Channel show.
I'm sure it's probably on YouTube.
So fucking good. That had the dude that was.
It's not good. This fucking Tequilla.
It's bad.
I thought that it wouldn't be bad for the second round, but now that I'm realizing,
no, I'm saying it's not. There's no way. Right? It's fucking. It's just bad.
What I thought was going to be better is that it was cold, but what made it tolerable is that my ice melted, and then it was kind of mixed with water. Now it just tastes like it's dirt fucking tequila. It's terrible.
Can we look up how it got rated? It has to be bad.
What's the name of it?
Is it Santo or Santos? Santos Tequila. Yeah. Santo Tequila. Ugh. Look, there they are. Super fucking happy, those guys. Let's see.
Done shot. Hey, mas tequila. 2 shots. I bet you it's a blast to go to because what does he do there? He does like Sammy's birthday, and you go to fucking wherever he lives on I mean, at least he's doing it right. He's a total buffoon. But like he's on an island, he's just drunk all the time.
Sure.
He's probably just doing drugs still, sleeping with women. Somebody else runs his tequila business. And then they just throw a birthday party every year. And then out of nowhere, here's this wacky chef. Here's a fucking taco egg roll, bro.
Check out the apps, bro.
Yeah.
Listen.
What a national treasure he became, and then like people trashed his restaurant.
Listen, why? Okay, so I call there's a new thing we can do. Why don't we just get all the famous people's alcohols and try them?
I'm in.
Like number one tequila we never had, and I don't find it anywhere.
Yeah,
that's
and you know what we do is when we bring the guest on, we don't tell them what we're getting into. We should just start doing that on Friday nights. Like bring the guest in and be like, hey, we're just like going to do a thing and we're going to have, some sort of alcohol that's going to be, and then we'll review it and go over it. And then we're just going to bullshit. And then like the person has to deal with like, oh no, we're just drinking tequila straight. Have fun getting home.
Today we're talking about trigonometry. What do you know about trigonometry?
What's her face? M. New hit me up. She wants to come on with her friend. I don't think they really
She wanted to do a drinking show too.
Yeah, she was one of them. But she turned me on to her friend who does some cool stuff. And I don't think she really wants to come on to push anything. I don't know. But then there's actual people who want to come on. There's a Muay Thai guy, Eddie, that's friends with Keith B. Mm-hmm. Keith B's trying to funnel us a couple of guests. I'm going to bring in a couple of tattoo artists that he knows, Derek Redbeard and a couple other guys. And I told them, I'm like, if you come down here and you can line up tattoos, do them out of here. Like, I don't expect you to drive from Boston to do an hour show and then stay the weekend and not make any money. So you can tattoo out of here if you want. I've been tattooed down here. It's essentially a tattoo shop. It's just dirty.
We need.
It's just my semen everywhere.
We need some. Oh, Jesus Christ! I thought you were going to say like not dusting, but no, you went right to that. Well,
I got to find a cleaner. I want to find somebody to cover up a murder. I want to get somebody to just come down here and regular. I don't have time, man. It's crazy. This thing's growing. We're talking about hiring Zach's brother. I didn't
know if you knew this, but you used to work for a cleaner.
I do, but I mean, he's in Jersey, and they're not going to come down and do that. I mean, they would, but I don't want to bother them with this shit. I'll just find somebody who's just starting out and be like, look, I'll plug the fucking show. I'll put you on the show, and it just needs to be a one. And what was awesome is when Aquila was doing her shit down here, it made me have to clean up. It was like having a girlfriend.
Let's get tattoos on the cheap, and we'll do them down here.
Well, I don't care.
All we got to do is clean. You can do them. You just got to be clean about the area where you're doing it.
Dylan tattooed me down here. This place isn't. I'm exaggerating. This place does get fucking cleaned. So it just usually takes a girl having to come over here. But
you have to trick them to come in with candy.
Come on down the steps, and I just tie him up in the back. But like Dylan tattooed me, I think over there, and he brought all of his shit and his mat aside and wiped everything down. And Stacy stopped by. I talked to her for the first time in like 6 years, so we kind of got back on a talking level, and we're gonna hang out. Is she ever
open?
Yeah, she comes there every day at 6. She works for an attorney's office now. I forget the guy's name.
She doesn't have a tattoo shop around.
Who?
Stacy.
Yeah, it's still there.
I'm saying, is it open?
Yeah. Sarah's there mostly during the day, which I see them sometimes.
No, I just never see anybody like, tattoo shops that I've always been around. There's always people, I hate to say mauling around outside, but there's always tons.
Well, I think now because of everything, you can only do appointment only. And
so that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The guy with one leg's constantly sitting out there.
Oh, I believe it.
Sunning. The other day he was sunning with his shirt off.
I believe it.
I don't care.
No, I'm sure they're busy. I don't know. Like, I don't know anybody.
Well, I didn't know she still had her Subaru.
Yeah.
So she still has that. So, and I was like, well, when do you go over here? And she's like, every day at 6. But I didn't know that. But I'm usually down here after, I'm not outside.
But I don't get home till fucking.
Yeah. So I guess she works for the attorney during the day. And then I think she's out at 5, drives over to the tattoo shop and works there like 6 to 8.
Good for her. Let's get tattoos. Why don't we get tattoos?
Oh, so I was talking to her and she
Not
was
of
like,
each other.
She was like, hey, if you ever leave here, let me know. Because I told everyone this could be basically two things. I mean, you could do what we're doing or a tattoo shop. I don't think it's going to work for, also with getting tattoos, if you have older people or, you don't really have access to fucking anybody who's in a wheelchair, or like there's it's just shit stairs. So you couldn't really make this into anything.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is when you go to like New York, a lot of those places are all like cellarettes. They're all like underground kind of thing.
Well, that's different. I mean, the stuff you're getting in there is like fucking.
Are you trying to motivate me by clapping?
No, I got that fucking fly. It sucks. I have to open this place up for air, and every time I'm just gonna get the fucking hanging. Like fucking. Oh,
you'll get grossed the fuck out because you'll see how many.
It's better than just being down here yelling alone, naked with a fucking tennis racket. This reminds me of my high school days of the extracurricular activities with Doc Winchester, allegedly. He was the tennis coach, and he used to rip butts. This isn't allegedly. He would park. And the girls would be playing tennis, and he'd park in front of it, and he'd smoke cigarettes. And if they did a good job, he'd beep the horn. That was your tennis coach at Notre Dame. Not kidding. I'd like to bring Nat back.
Was there
that would be fun to fuck around with.
Inappropriate beeps?
I don't know.
Somebody bent over and didn't reach for the ball all the way.
I look back on it now. I definitely would have hung out with him if I was a teacher at that age. Like I look back on it now, he's probably like in his 40s.
What's amazing is you don't realize that half the people that were teachers were just normal, like our age now.
Of course.
And they were normal people. Yeah. I mean, I got to see some of it.
I'm like telling them to fuck off and like suck my dick and like throwing shit. And like, dude, I was just such an asshole. I used to bring a screwdriver and I would take apart all the bolts because at Notre Dame, they were old wooden chairs. Yeah. So they had nuts and bolts. So I didn't want to pay attention. So I just unscrewed everything, and then every now and then you would hear kaboom, every fucking desk and somebody on the floor.
Oh, so you were we had this conversation before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't a problem. I mean, that was a problem to them. I was used to smoking fucking cigarettes and getting into trouble. I mean, the shit I was doing at Nazareth was crazy. That me taking apart a desk was, that was the fine. I'll do a little bit of dumb stuff.
Yeah, I met a couple of them. We down in the weight room during the middle of the day. They would go down there and they would just fuck with and just make fun of everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's right. You people are normal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You always do that with like the sporting coaches.
Yeah.
Like the one guy, Mr. Azalina, he like took us to play paintball. Like he didn't have to do that. He was just he was probably in his fucking late 20s.
Just wanted to go do something fun.
He was a social studies teacher and and then I guess, I don't know how teaching works. I guess it's hard to get a job somewhere legit. So, like, you get shoved off to, if you want
Catholic schools are usually easier to get into. Yeah, you don't make as much, but it's not as hard.
But then you get a little bit of that under your belt, and then an opening at Easton comes up. But it was Mr. Azalina, and he was, I think he was a social studies teacher, and he had to teach religion.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck? And then, like, if you're not religious,
Mr. Harrison used to make me wear his Indian stuff.
That guy was crazy. Who was the other one? Mr. Wright. I never forget that. And I might have told this story.
His kid. Remember his kid had that huge half pipe in the background.
Yeah, his house was haunted, straight up haunted.
Really?
My brother went over there a couple times back in the day and said it's like fucking scary.
But he kept all that quiet because I remember going there and be like, "Hey man, I skated on your kid's ramp," and he would get real quiet. He didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
he was a huge Civil War buff.
Yeah, well,
he was in the movie Civil War.
Dude, the one time he brought in artifacts, and that was the only time I enjoyed anything, because I always liked the culture with, back when, the history he would give with the tomahawk, all that. That was always interesting to me. My grandfather collected arrowheads. I always thought it was cool what the Burleys did. And then we were doing something, and he picked Nicole Metzger, and he said, "Hey," he's like, "go around and show everybody the tomahawk." And the tomahawk's sitting in a thing, and Nicole Metzger's like talking to probably somebody else, and she's just like,
she smells like Vanilla Fields because she's been ripping butts all day. Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I get to get up and showcase everything," and she makes a turn, and as she's making a turn, she catches the side of the tomahawk with her hip, and it snaps in half. He turned bright red. I believe I saw his clinch, and he took a deep breath, and he was just like, "It's okay." She started crying. Like, you just wrecked an artifact. One, I wouldn't be bringing it into school and being like, "Oh, here you go, you stupid kids." And if I did, I definitely would not be letting some person fucking some stupid kid fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, I remember every time she'd come in the room, and I was just like, "Oh, you got to stop smoking during the day, dude." To this
she
day,
was always nice to me. I always got along with her.
I went out with her short term, but no, I can't deal with Vanilla Fields anymore because.
Yeah, I forgot about the chicks that used to smoke butts.
Yeah,
I feel like that doesn't go on. I don't feel like that goes on anymore. But there would always be like Nicole Vincent, I think, would smoke cigarettes.
Yep, I always liked her. She was always
like Heather
cool
Giasitz, and then you'd get stuck with them. Like, you're the only one smoking. All right, what's up? Hey, and then like, "Hey, can I buy him a cigarette?" And then you just get some fucking like a true cigarette with like the plastic tip, or like Virginia Slims
or a Misty 120.
Yes, and then I'd be like, "Yeah, I guess I'm smoking this." Meanwhile, I'm not even addicted to them, and I don't need to be doing it. And then after high school, I'm like, "Oh, I'm actually addicted to cigarettes now. Like, this is terrible. Everything they said is true, and I can't stop." Yeah, but you felt
cool when you were hanging out with chicks.
I did. It definitely was part of a persona. It definitely like separated you. I mean, now it doesn't matter. Everyone's fucking vaping. But back then, it was like we had our bomber jackets on, ripping butts, skateboarding with our chain wallets. "Get away from us, we'll fight you."
You would not do that.
No, I would run. I would run immediately. Immediately. Someone brought up Chris Harris. Josh Martin. I was hanging out with him, and he brought up Chris Harris.
I love Chris Harris. If he's not out of, you don't think he's out yet.
Yeah,
I love Chris Harris.
But somebody was like, "What happened to him?" I'm like, he called Jesse.
Oh, I know him so well. He's awesome. I told you it's been years, and it was like
he was always
so
nice
fun
to
talk to.
He was always nice to me.
I swear to God. I have had so many conversations with him. He's an honest fucking true dude. And as long as, you're friends with him, he will do everything to make everybody safe. He is such a good dude. Now, he's done a lot of bad shit, but I'm telling you, he's a fucking good dude. He just is. But it sucks because he used to call me from jail, and I feel bad. I'm like, I can't, you're stuck in there, dude. Like, I can't get you out. But he's good. And his brother was a good dude. I see his brother driving around and they're just good people.
Yeah. That was such a long time ago. A long time ago. I don't know. We should bring him on the show.
He's in jail.
All right. Let's zoom in.
Allegedly. No, he's in jail. He had it's always, he was honest about it. And that, what pisses you off is, I know a lot of people that aren't in jail that have fought the system and everything, but he came flat out, and the judge was like, "Let me ask you a question. Like, did you do this?" And he said, "Yes, I did. This is why I did it." And his reason why I did it was there was a fucking, I won't get into what the story, but anyway, the reason why he fucking beat this dude up because this dude was fucking getting people hooked on drugs and shit. And he was like, "Yo, I fucking had it. So I laid him the fuck out."
Yeah. If you have a bad rap and then you try and do something just, you end up usually on the short end of the stick with that.
Dude, he was killing it. He was doing, for a long time, he was towing cars.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, I said, it's a perfect job." I said,
"Who does that?" LeBar does that.
Dude, I said, "You grew up in the wrong time. If there would have been MMA shit like when we were younger, that would have been his career." because he's fucking tough as
Well,
shit.
there was. He would have just had to find it like Zach and JM did.
Yeah, but now but doing tow truck shit, he's like, dude, I'd go do stuff and I do repos. Nobody wants to fuck with him doing repos.
Yeah.
Like, he was making a ton of money.
They have a tournament this weekend. They got to go to Maryland.
Oh.
That's where they can do it because they can't do it anywhere around here.
By the way, yeah, they talked about possible 4 to 6 week shutdowns. So
we'll see what happens, man. I'm not. I found out.
Oh, where are your grandmother's dish towel?
I found out that this will work. This thing runs. This thing don't stop. This thing didn't stop last time. I'll still be Axelrad didn't shut down. I mean, I'm sure there'll be, you also have to forget there was a lot of key words that came into play with essential businesses.
Yes. I was deemed non-essential.
I don't know which is crazy. Because you're dealing with like people in court.
Getting people out of jail. Yeah. And dealing with
and then they're like coffee shops essential, Starbucks essential.
Mr. Wolf's upholstery or cabinet company apparently need to stay open because nothing says we're going to save your life like building shitty cabinets. But he's the governor.
I'll tell you what I will be down for. If you want to do a shutdown and you want to shut it down, this is my guidelines. Stop everyone's payments. They don't have to pay bills for these 6 weeks.
Absolutely.
They don't. Then when the month starts, you're going into a new month again. So everything gets put on hold. Your credit cards, your rent, your mortgage, your car payments. You don't got to pay shit for 4 to 6 weeks.
Sure.
You don't have to go to work. And they're going to give you a specific amount of money for every household. And that's based off of children. And it's based off of your wages. And maybe even based it off of what your last paycheck was.
I think that's what he did this time.
And you get that. And then you're allowed to do grocery shopping. But let's, make that a little, you can come and go to the grocery store. You can do that. Make it a little bit loose, not too loose, but like how it was in the very beginning when people started being
wait. So you're saying, that super spreader events that they call them, when people are wearing masks.
That shit's crazy. They were talking about that on Rogan when that Dave Smith came on.
When your election person that you voted for wins or you think wins, what have you, you're allowed to just not wear masks and hug each other.
But before that, they were saying that, like, and he was on Dave Smith on the Rogan one, and I'm not a big politic guy, but I liked a lot of what he said, and he was just showing points. And he said that they said that it was important to go to these protests and that it didn't matter about it. And then then he used an example of a guy who wasn't allowed to go into the doctors with his wife, and they might have been losing a baby.
Sure.
So it is more important to go to a protest than for that guy to find out if his daughter is alive or dead.
How about this? How about my grandfather passes away and we can't have a funeral for a fucking military veteran, but some guy who's already held a fucking firearm to a pregnant woman's stomach while her friends robbed her. He gets 80,000 fucking hip hop fans and all these people. Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. I don't think it's going to bring anything good. I don't think it's going to solve anything.
Nope.
I don't think that there's anything really going on that you would need to stop anything. But we'll find out. I mean, a lot of people.
I've secretly been licking all of the handrails, and I'm
a lot of people that I think that want this don't realize what they're signing up for, and I think it's going to cause a lot of business problems. I think that when
there already was. Look how many businesses lost their fucking.
Especially restaurants and bars, man. And now New York City's got a curfew for 10 o'clock. Now it's like, dude, fuck off. Like, I am not a fucking baby. What is 10 o'clock going to turn the fuck off? If you're going out to a fucking bar anyways, you don't fucking care. So it's like people in bars are this, like, get out of here, man. I don't like any of it. I don't think they're going to do it correctly and whatever. I mean, I'm just going to kind of keep the same attitude I did on the first lockdown, and I'm going to keep this fucking thing going. And the people that want to come down here and have fucking podcasts, they can. And if I got to shuffle them through the back door, I will. And if not, I'll do them on fucking Zoom, and it's going to be full things ahead. If a couple of the sponsors bow out and things start having to be weird, I'll just try and pick up some extra apparel, or I'll drop some more t-shirts, and I'll get by. I'm not worried about not getting by. I'm worried about my friends that have their lives invested in businesses that can't just kind of go wherever it wants. I created this to kind of, I can come and go.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm fucked because the last time we had all this, my boss lived in the fucking office.
Yes.
Did all the bells himself and said, well, listen, I need to keep the business going.
You should do that.
Well, no, what do I do this time?
You live in the office.
No.
And you get naked on the camera.
No, I don't want to get naked on the camera. So I've seen more than I need to see.
I don't want to get into it too much, but I don't agree with it.
But I have to look at, am I going to make enough money to continually work and not collect unemployment, or do I just let the business shut the fuck down?
And I can't get
unemployment. But I'm running the fucking thing. So how do I just say, but in the same respect, how do I say, well, guess what? I only made fucking $300 this week, and if I was unemployment,
I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to give out the loans again? Are they going to give out the fucking Small Business Association loans?
Well, you mean like once again,
they make it too like impossible to fill out.
The Lakers, because the Lakers got
there was a lot of people that got millions of dollars doing shit. And if you knew what you were doing, I didn't. I'm just I don't. Yeah. I'm just trying. This has always been busting my balls to work.
Weird. People
I might be doing it wrong, but I've always busted my ass.
And it's not. And like I said, it's not one party or the other that pulled shit. Everyone pulled shit. And that's always going to be like that. It's always going to be, if you can find a way to fuck the system and not pay it back, they're going to do it.
I'm not a fan of it. I don't want to shut down. Don't bring it over to here. But whatever. I'll be doing the Now We Go podcast every Monday because
and can we stop fucking looking at the medical fucking guy and acting like it's a girl? It's enough now.
Which I don't
like the fucking one from Pennsylvania. Can we just stop?
Oh yeah.
It's not even funny anymore. I'm not even being serious. I can't fucking deal with it. Knock it off. You're a fucking dude with a fucking it's so stupid. And it's a pediatrician. How do you have the right to tell everybody? Unless I swallow a Lego, okay, and I'm fucking 5 years old, I don't want to go to you.
Zach and JM says the person who's telling you about health shouldn't look like a league bowler. Well, it was fun to do another show like this. We're definitely going to have more like this. You know who was going to come down? Jandrew. He was just like, yo, you care if I don't want to get interviewed. No. He's like, you care if I come down? I'll bring some whiskey and we'll bullshit. And I was like, do it. But I think it was too...
Yeah, bring some whiskey because you drink all my fucking whiskey, you fucking asshole.
So, I don't know.
And fix my porch.
He's doing some cool things and he's got his business going. I talked to him. I don't get to talk to him much because we're both so goddamn busy. But it's cool to see where he's at. And he's going to be doing some cool stuff in the next couple of years. And I'm excited to see his business grow, and he's got the pole barn up on the property, and it's cool to see some growth there. That was a project that most people would have fucking folded on already. So but we can easily just bring people down here and do this shit. I think we should schedule this show for Fridays and then just try and fill the guest. And Rizart said he wanted to come back up.
You haven't seen him for a while?
No, and he did that big mural. And I was like, dude, you're well. He's like, I'd like to come back on. It's full video. And I'm like, dude, anytime. And then there was there was a cake girl who's doing something, and she was making these cool cakes. And someone was like, you should have her on. And at this point, I'll take anything. We are moving in, I'll take any guest, but there are areas where we're starting to get bigger guests and do cooler things. And that's with food. And Angelo, we did the last podcast with him on last Thursday, Friday? Was it last Friday?
Friday.
So he came on. That podcast was dope. And then he's got the guy from the Aided app who just texted me while we were doing this. They're like, we'll make the drive up. And it's cool. It's cool seeing the numbers or whatever. I don't fucking really look at numbers. I just keep pushing on this. I keep working hard on this. And when I start seeing people driving an hour and a half to do this show, that's what means anything to me.
Sure.
So they want to do some stuff. December 12th is the pop-up. We're probably going to do Saturday and Sunday if it's not.
So that's what, the 12th and 13th.
Yeah. So if it's not inclement weather, he's going to bring up the pizza thing. And then if he brings up the pizza thing, he wants to do porchetta, pineapple, jalapeno pizza. So we're going to do some stuff. And he wants to do the porchetta sandwich on Saturday. This Friday, we might go down, or when this airs, he's doing pop-up with a girl who owns, or it's like her family-owned bakery in Brooklyn, and so she's making like a croissant thing. Yeah, she's cool.
Is that?
But I'd like to get her on too, and then
dude, all
he's
those
rubbing
professions
elbows
are
with the
old-ass professions that people just fall by the fucking wayside, and people that really still do old bakery shit.
Yep,
it's awesome.
And then I talked to a couple, the one food blogger. It's like protein and pancakes. I always get his name wrong. But he said something about coming on. There was a guy who does burger pop-ups. He wants to come on, or, we're trying to line it up. These people are busy and flying around and doing shit. I don't expect them to drop everything, but I told him, I said, hey, if you come up, I said, Local Stones in Macungie, he's going to come on. We're going to do a pop-up with him. I'd like to do 2 pop-ups in probably December, or at least get just my machine in and then just start start booking fucking weekends. So I'm gonna, it's, you know, pay the fee to have the fucking the license to do it, and then all we got to do is, like, you know, I talked to some people about you know, I want to get in touch with the people from All Shucks. I think it'd be cool to bring the corn here. I'm sure they have a cool story. By January, February, before my birthday, I'd like to have the cooking section set up, and then it's a cooking show, which I told Brian, I'm like, dude, like what we were doing with Mind Machine, that's the show. Yeah. Just a couple of lapel mics, everybody just having some fucking drinks. And
you need to fucking Blackstone, $99. Yeah. You could ask her fucking for Christmas.
No, I already got glasses. I'm gonna get one. Well, see, that's the thing is, like,
$99 is fucking. That's the way to go.
Well, I got to get the one that's like 300, and it's like, you know, so well,
this is still, it's better than what you have.
I know, but if I get the one that I can do something on, that I can just roll out. I mean, we'll probably start on Tim's.
Yeah.
And then, but if we want to do like a burger pop-up, like we're doing that Girth Burgers, and I messaged Angelo and I'm like, yo, like, let's do this. Like, let's make it that our thing. I don't care if we just do it one time in the city. Like, I want to cook with him in New York City somewhere. Like, it'd be crazy to be underneath that stress, and it'd be fun, man. It'd be a cool event. But I'm excited to bring food to this fucking area, and it's gonna be cool. I'll get a couple different fucking food trucks to come down. I'd like to get Walter's Hot Dogs to come in, do some hot dog stuff. Then we can do shit.
Is that the place by your house? What's that place by your house?
No, that's Walker's.
Fuck is that?
It's like a hot dog cheesesteak. They deep fry their dog. You know what I really want to try is that Dublin Irish. I hear good things about it. I've heard the Miva Joe's.
That's where it used to be, right? Yeah.
Dude, I heard they gutted it. Yeah,
they had to redo everything. It's the same owner, though, right? The same owner that came in towards the end.
What I heard is that the bartender bought it, and that he's redoing it. And then we were kind of skeptical on it, but we were like, fuck it. That's so close to Jer's. You know, we could, like, you could leave the kids at home and go get away from them. So we were like, this, you know, Gina was like, this is going to be our bar regardless. But then when we saw them put on the door, I was like, all right, they're not fucking around. Like, this looks like they're going to have some good interior in there. As long as they I feel they can't fuck that up if they're treating the kitchen the way they're treating the rest of the overhaul. If they keep the same kitchen people, I'll go, hey, it looks nice in here. The food's terrible.
Should have had fucking John Taffer come down there and yell at people.
Yeah, but I saw them. I almost want to stop in there, and I want to grab them before whatever fucking other stupid fucking thing doing something in this town tries to take a story or whatever. So I want to talk to them and, like, you know, try and grab them.
You mean like make them pay for a useless bullshit so they can do ribbon cutting? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, I also talked to Orwig about doing stuff in town, and you can say all you want about him, man. He's done nothing but been nice to us, and he's let us do a lot of shit down here.
I've said for years and years, I love Jay Warwick.
Yeah, I've never had zero fucking problems with him.
He's the most fucking approachable person.
Dude, he listens to the show, supports the show.
The thing is, I've never had an issue. Every time we sit there and talk, we have a fucking riot, and time fucking flies. Mm-hmm. But I even saw him at voting. I was yelling at him across the room, and the people are like, "What are you yelling for?" I said, "Because it's fucking Jay."
Yeah,
love it.
And Danner works for him too, so I like seeing Danner.
I haven't seen Danner in a long time. I used to see him going through town. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, you know, he's got to hide at home. He might die if he comes outside unless he has a baby diaper on his face.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Chin diapers. My
mother's fucking canceling fucking Thanksgiving because of fucking some bullshit guidelines. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. I can't wait to tell her she doesn't have to fucking work.
I remember when my in-laws came to the house for one of the kids' birthdays. They were like, brought their lawn chairs to sit outside. I said, get inside.
Let's go. Here with all that crap. So all that's going on. We're going heavy in the food. We're going to go into some other stuff in January, but we're kind of waiting on how it falls out. I want to bring Keystone on here. I know he's a little iffy on what he wants to do, but he should just come on and have a beer and we should talk. And then if he wants to get into shit, he gets into shit. But I just want to.
I even told him we should just come in and we'll all sit around and bullshit like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And not talk about anything he does, just bullshit about everything.
Yeah. Or just be like, hey, man, how'd you start that business? It's an odd business to start.
I wish I would have started that business. Damn it.
Well, you never know. This mustache is out of control. All right. That's it. I did 2 podcasts today. This will be up Friday. The new way we're doing this now is we're going to have shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm not sure of the format. You might get me alone. We might start having Zach's Corner on here and pick up Zach as a show, or it might be this, or we might be lining up guests. We don't really have anybody to run the switcher, so it's going to kind of be a touch and go.
Unfortunately, it's me and I suck, so
Kara was like, oh my God, I think I did so bad. And I'm like, whatever, man. I don't watch them anymore. They go up and, now we're going to...
The only thing I know is I can just do a close-ups when they just go, fucking hate you all. And then I can switch back.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know.
So, be patient with it, but I did do you guys a favor. There's no more 12 minutes of fucking ads. Everyone's like, dude, that's so long. You don't think I know it's long? I don't want to do it that way. Yeah, but if
they wouldn't fucking be paying, like, this wouldn't be going.
Yeah. But then I want to do it so if you have 15 minutes of sponsors, they're skipping it. No one's listening to 15 minutes. I remember when we first did it, Sean Beard was like, dude, 12 minutes. And I'm like, dude, they're paying sponsors. And then, now what I did is I broke it up. Every sponsor gets 4 episodes. So now I broke it up into 3 sections, and now it's 4 sponsors on each show, and then it gets put out 4. I got to do 3 shows a week, so you get more shows, and the time for the sponsors is different. And I started fucking around a little bit on the show, the ads, so it's enjoyable to listen to. Take a couple stabs at podcasts that used to be a thing and then are no longer now. They are. I
hate you, George.
I hate you, George. So that's it. And we're doing some different things. We're going to do the cooking show, lots of food. We got Road Dogs or Rip Nuts and fucking Nate and fucking.
Yeah, listen, what are we doing? We got to get some serious fucking game in this. Get the more hot dogs to destroy fucking.
See, but this is the thing too. I know I want to do the whole driving thing.
Yeah, we got to come up with some killer ones and beat Yakos again.
But what I'm saying is, we can now get hot dogs brought here. So, like, if we set up a thing and do it in the evening, like, we could get lapel mics and do it outside in the summertime out front, and fuck around and have beers here and not.
Dude, just random people walking by. What do you think about this?
Or just have people come down and kind of hang out around the fucking thing. Because with the new studio too, I was talking to like. Angelo, and he was like, dude, he's like, you should kind of have like a studio audience.
I think it's too cool to be in that fucking front window. Anybody can just see.
That's where I think we're gonna do the pop-up shit from, because we got to make the sandwiches, and then with him, when there's a food truck, it's outside, but we're probably gonna do it in the lobby.
The fucking heat inside that thing.
Well, no, there's a baseboard heater up there. The barbershop's going to open soon, hopefully, and then I can get my fucking mush trash. I'll go up there and get my fucking, if they do like the straight razors and shit, I'll let them fucking do
I know
me
that
up.
shit scares the fuck out of me. I don't know anybody touching it.
Not me. Cut my throat. Here's an extra 20. Let me fucking die in the chair. Let me end this. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to everybody who listens. If you're a first-time listener for this show, I don't know why you would have picked this episode, but you can go to neveragainstudio.com for everything. It has our apparel. It has everything on there that we're doing, all the past episodes, everything on there. If you're just an iTunes guy and you stumbled upon this, it's Never Again Studio on iTunes, not radio. We had to change it. And now it's Never Again Studio. Everything's Never Again Studio. Facebook, Never Again Studio. iTunes, Never Again Studio. Website, Never Again Studio. I got winter shit coming up. We're going to do some new, I'll show them to you. They're like hiking vibes. The new thing. I don't know. I think I'm drunk from this tequila, but I'm sweating. My tits are hot.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. We apologize for nothing.
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 Oh, McGregor's fighting again. Yes.
Yeah. We apologize for nothing.
I believe it.